Hey my Tigers, I'm Fatima Castillo.
And I'm Julia Encarnacion, and this is Tiger Broadcast, back with our next segment. We interviewed the new assistant tennis coach, Mr. Loya, and he was excited to talk about his experience has been so far. We interviewed Mr. Loya also on the school's math club and asked him questions about his expectations for the club and how it is ran.
Well, I'm very excited to be able to share something that I'm passionate about with the kids. And I mean, obviously El Paso High is a really good team, so I think a lot of the kids know more about tennis than I do, but I feel like I can learn from some of them and I can teach some of them as well. So I'm just there to kind of grow myself and help the kids grow and share a passion with them and be there for them, which I think is very important. Okay, well, for one, I'm someone that myself is invested in tennis. I've been playing for about 15 or 16 months now. So I think that I can, for one, I can play with the students. It's something that I really enjoy, being able to hit with them, and we can both work on form and things like that. I also, because I took private lessons, I feel like I remember some of that, and I can help kids that are starting from scratch kind of build their strokes and things like that. Okay, so math specifically, I think I've understood it, and I know there are books on this. There's a lot of like tennis IQ type stuff, where a lot of shots are cross court as opposed to down the line and things like that. If we really wanted to tie it to math, I guess when you're playing doubles, for example, you're responsible for covering a certain area of the court that you're in charge of your alley per se. So you have to kind of visualize that behind you and make sure that nothing goes in there. But I think as far as math, that might be about it. Actually, no, because also when you're serving, you want to hit it at a certain point, and then you want to consider an apex and things like that, which could be like a vertex and a parabola. Also, as a teacher, I think a lot of social skills and trying to understand the students themselves, trying to understand the mental aspect of the game, differentiating for students that are at different levels. So I think there's a lot of teaching itself involved, and there are also maybe some math applications. So my experience has been very, very positive. The students have been very welcoming. Coach Uranga has also been very welcoming. He's been a great role model, a good mentor. He's guided me with a lot of things so far. Also, I met a lot of the parents who were very thankful for me to be in this position, and I just feel very supported. And then it's been exciting. Also, our first match was against Franklin, and we beat them for the first time ever, I believe, in the history of El Paso High versus Franklin. So that's also very exciting. Hi, yes, this is Mr. Loya from El Paso High.
Are there any requirements to get into the math club, and if so, what are they?
No, there aren't any requirements actually. It's just, I guess, an interest in math because it's something completely voluntary. And that's about it. And then if you want to be a part of math club and you want to put it on your resume, we ask that you attend at least 70% of our meetings, which happen every Wednesday after school in Ms. Quiroza's room, which is room 402.
Could you please give us a rundown on what Math Club does, just for anyone interested in joining?
Sure, so Math Club is, we have 3 different competitions that we like to do. There is a number sense, there is a calculator section, and there is something called mathematics. And then students can join whichever competition they want, if they want to compete. If they don't want to compete, they can just show up to learn tricks for math, shortcuts and new ideas and how math works. And so it's kind of a nerd space, if you will, and I mean that in a good way, as a compliment. It's kind of like you show up because you care about it and you want to learn new things. That's what it is.
And for those competitions, what do you do to prepare for those competitions? Do you have like a routine, just a...
Right, so we practice, we take sample exams, because that's what the competitions are, they're exams. We take samples that have been released. We sometimes come up with our own problems if we can. And then we practice those on the Wednesday meeting. So we'll have like a number sense Wednesday, then we'll have a calculator Wednesday, then we'll have a mathematics Wednesday. And when we're at the competition, we have the kids go over some of the problems so they can warm up mentally. It's kind of like if you're doing a sport, you have to warm up, right? So the kids warm up and try some stuff and talk about it and try to remember some shortcuts, and then that's it, and then go into the competition.
So if students, as you already said, what they can get from this club, that is basically what they can expect from this club to benefit from it, right? Even if they're not competing?
Right, yeah, to grow, I would say to grow mentally. There's been a lot of social growth also. Last year we I guess it was just kind of when we started, maybe we needed some icebreakers or something. Even though the kids knew each other, they weren't super social, and now it's kind of a tiny community. So there is also a social aspect to it, just like there is to sports and things like that.
A new beginning for the Student Council and El Paso High this year. After Student Activities Manager Ms. Serna recently left, the impact is leaving questions for Student Council and all grade levels on what they want and expect for the future Student Council activities. The activities manager to do in keeping the El Paso High spirit alive. Here's Executive Board Officer Kayla Reese and what she had to say.
How do you feel now that Ms. Serna has left El Paso High? Well, I feel a little sad, and I definitely feel like student council is gonna have to take up a lot more responsibilities than we did before. And we're definitely gonna like the student body is definitely gonna have to like well not student body, the student council officers are definitely gonna have to like bond better because we need to like have like respect for each other and trust for each other to get our tasks done. That's completely understand. What are your hopes for the future student activities manager? My hopes for the student activities manager is that he's kind of like Mr. and just keeps the tradition of El Paso High alive because a lot of El Paso High is about tradition, and so I hope he can keep it alive and not maybe go for food because that's a little hard to do, but definitely do some of what he did. Yeah, that's a great idea. Kind of like what we were saying right now. Would you want the future student activities manager to do anything similar to what Mr. did or anything different maybe? Oh, like similar, I would like her to keep the tradition alive like Mr. Different? I don't think so. I think she was really a student activities manager. Yeah.
Today we'll be interviewing our new librarian, Miss St. John, as well as her courtesy, Julia Connor.
Miss St. John has changed some of the rules around here, and we're here to dive into that.
Hello, I'm Vincent Freeney, and today we'll be interviewing the new librarian, Miss St. John. Our first question today is, what inspired you to be the librarian at El Paso High, and how do you hope to make a difference with this role?
Well, the opportunity presented itself for me to take this job, and I wanted the opportunity to work with high school students. Majority of my education experience was middle school, so I wanted to see what it was like to work with high school kids.
Okay, our second question today is, how do you plan to collaborate with teachers and students to support their research and learning needs?
Well, I do offer the teachers the opportunity to schedule classes, and I'm in hopes of being able to be part of their planning learning communities in order to see kind of be on the same page with the curriculum.
Okay, our third question is, in your opinion, what's the most valuable aspect of a library for students, and how will you highlight that?
Well, definitely I'm going to promote reading, whether it be with a hard copy of the book or electronic reading, and I just hope that with the help of my senior courtesies, they'll be able to promote and engage students.
Can you tell us more about how you plan to use online books?
So this year, I've actually noticed that there's an increase on students checking out books. So during the orientation, when the teachers brought in their freshman students, I went ahead and showcased and highlighted how easy it is to log in and check out an ebook. And so just looking from last year's data compared to this year's data, it's just increasing tremendously.
Our next question is, why did you decide to have kids sign in on paper instead of the computer?
So the computer link was not functioning, so we had to change things up a bit. And now having the paper option, the students tend to gravitate to paper and pen versus the computer, because I still offer the computer option with the QR code or the link, but they tend to gravitate to paper and pencil or paper and pen.
All right, thank you. Hello, my name is Vincent Freeney, and today we'll be interviewing Julia Connor, library courtesy. Our first question today is, how do you assist library visitors in finding the resources they need?
So we have a website that asks them like what kind of things they like, and that guides them to what kind of books they like, and we can show them where to find those books.
Okay, our second question is, can you describe the services and tasks you will do in the library to assist the librarian?
We do a lot of shelving, so it's categorized by numbers and letters, and we also check in and out books for people, and we put up decorations.
How do you make the decorations?
We cut them out, and we do a lot of gluing, and we come up with the ideas, we print it, we make the stuff that we're printing out, and we pull books to put on display for everybody, like book recommendations.
Our third question is, how will you be planning on decorating for the coming fall season?
So this season we're doing 4 categories. We're doing baking, gardening, the sports that are like in season right now, and there's one other one, but it's all related to fall.
Thank you.